Hey everyone, it's Annette with ASCardDesign. Welcome back to my channel and my live stream. Sorry, I smacked into my big shot machine, but welcome to Wednesday Night Live here at ASCardDesign. And tonight we're going to make a clean and simple Christmas card, and I'm going to show you just how simple this is. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you another sample I made using totally different products. So I just wanted to do that to show you that you can create this project with whatever you have on hand. You don't need to have the exact same supplies that I'm using tonight. Just use what you have, swap out what I'm using for whatever you have in your stash. So let's go down to the desktop and I will show you what we're going to be using tonight. Okay, so I want to welcome everybody coming in first of all, and I want to thank you all for subscribing. All of you subscribing to my channel are really helping me build this channel. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers because at 1,000 subscribers, my brother Mike is going to make a card, and we're going to film that, and that's going to be a lot of fun. He's never made a card before, so I'm looking forward to that, and I'm really excited to have you come along on that journey. All right, so back to the card. We are going to start with this embossing folder from simonsaysstamp. I use this one quite a bit because I love it. It's great for birthdays. It looks like snow. It looks like just fun, whirly design, and you know, it doesn't have to be for winter. Like I said, I use it a lot for birthday cards. So we're going to use that. And we're going to use these papers again, these double-sided, beautiful winter scene papers. Now, these were part of the simonsaysstamp, what was it called? Wrapped in His Love card kit, and that was back in October. You can still purchase some of the elements from that card kit on their website. I know I've seen the stamp set and the dies. I haven't seen the papers, but there's a lot of elements from that card kit that's still available on their website, but you can use any papers, okay? You don't have to have these. So, but these are beautiful, and they came with the card kit when I purchased that, so I just want to use them. And I'm going to create a scene across my card, and this is a clean and simple card, also known as a CAS card, C-A-S. And what I'm going to do is the panel of the card is going to be white. And I want a lot of white space on this card. So I'm probably going to pick this design. I'm really gravitating towards this or even that. Something with white. So that's a contender. These are so hard to choose from, but you can see how beautiful these are. But again, at the end of this video, I will show you how to do this with pattern papers. So let's go ahead, and I am going to use that design. So I'm going to set this aside. We're going to use these nesting dies. These are the nested stitched oval or flat ovals from scrapbook.com. So we're going to use those. I might as well just go ahead and get those out. And for the greeting, I'm going to show you a really fun technique. I'm going to kind of swap this up a little bit. Normally I would put the Merry Christmas on the outside of the card. Look at my nails. I'm so sorry. I'm chipped everywhere. I just didn't have time to fix my nails today. But normally I would put the Merry Christmas on the outside. That's going to go on the inside. And I'm going to put what I would typically put on the inside of the card on the outside. And we're going to decorate it, and I'll show you how to do that. And we will cut out the outside greeting with this Master Layouts die. So that's to come. So I'm going to just set that aside. Oh, and I wanted to show you these cute acrylic trays. I got these. Oh, where did I get those? Did I get them at? I want to say Michael's on sale on the clearance for, I think they were $4 each, but they are really good size and they're sturdy. But I kind of keep my projects in there, everything, you know, the supplies in here, so they're easy for me to get to. And we're also going to maybe use some of this simonsaysstamp Positively Perfect Gold Medium Splatter, or Splatter Medium. I haven't used this except for my sample card, and I'm not actually sure how I feel about this yet. I thought it would have a little more shine, to tell you the truth. You know I love my Brutus Monroe Aqua Pigment Gilded. That's super shiny. This one didn't have quite the effect, but it was okay. It was all right. So hello everyone. If you're out there and would like to say hello, I'd love to hear you. I would love to hear from you. So and thank you for joining. If you're watching the replay, thank you for checking it out. All the supplies I'm using are listed in the description, and if I missed anything, I'll add it after the live. But usually I go ahead and set all that up ahead of time, so that should be in there. All right, I went ahead and cut out just a piece of white cardstock. I cut this to 4 inches by 5 1/4. Okay. Oh, camera. All right. Well, we're just gonna forget that because camera doesn't like white. And of course the card is going to have a lot of white on it, so that's going to be interesting. So let's set this aside for now. We're going to do some embossing. I'm going to bring in the Big Shot, and look everybody, I finally got a new mat. So on Black Friday, I did take advantage of the scrapbook.com Black Friday sale, and they have this magic mat. I did get the black ones, but they had this mint colored one too. That was, I think it was free with a purchase of whatever, but and anyway, my purchase did qualify, so I have this, and I thought, well, that's kind of cool. I'll use that. Okay, so I don't think I need that for the embossing though. So these embossing folders are quite thick, as you can see. So every embossing machine has its own sandwich for 3D embossing folders, and you just follow whatever your platform says. But I have found with mine, whenever I follow this, which is just the platform, the embossing folder, and the top plate, it's never enough. But as soon as I say that, it will be enough. So let's go ahead and get this in here, and I'm just gonna line it up. Okay. I'm just going to do this off camera because it'll make you guys just dizzy. All right, so let's see if this is enough pressure. Oh, look at that. I think it's going to be okay. And I think one time will be enough. Let me see if that made a good enough impression. Yeah, it did. But funny thing is I embossed it on the side that I wrote my measurements. Let me see if I can erase that. If not, I'm just going to do it again. But actually, I think it's going to work out because I'm going to end up gluing something over that. So that'll work. I'm like a few minutes into this, and I'm already making a little oops. But that's what happens. All right, so then I have my card base, and this is going to be a top folding card because I want this orientation is going to be landscape, because we're going to be using these nesting dies, and I think I used this one to get 3 across. See, it won't work that way, so we're going to make the card go this way. So let's go ahead and just glue that down to our card base. And I'm just going to get liquid glue all the way around the corners or edges. And then we're going to do some die cutting next of that beautiful pattern paper. And then I'm going to show you a real cool trick with that greeting, the inside out greeting, I'm going to call it, because like I said, normally the one I would put on the inside is going to be on the outside. Okay, so there is, hi Nancy, thanks for joining, glad to have you. So there is the beginning of our clean and simple Christmas card. All right, so far we have that. I'm going to set that, let's just set that off to the side here. Okay, so we have our paper and our nesting dies, and I selected this one. And I think what I have in mind is I'm going to pick 3 scenes kind of right next to each other. But I really like the red here on this. So I'm going to definitely get that. And then maybe we'll do this scene and then maybe something like that. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's cut these 3 panels and bring the big shot back in. Hope everybody's having a good day. Here in central Ohio where I am, let's see, today's date is December 10th, 2025, and it was really cold and windy today. Very cold, very windy, and rainy. We had rain, just an annoying drizzly rain all day today. All the snow's gone, but it's just muddy and messy. And I don't have my dog anymore. I had to put her down a few years ago, but today would have been that all towels on deck, muddy paws kind of day. Just a real sloppy day. And we're supposed to start getting some more snow here this weekend, which, you know, it's winter. I don't know about you, but I'd rather have snow than rain in the winter. But I don't like ice. All right, let's see. I've done something wrong here. Let's see. I'm talking. I can't walk and chew gum. Oh, I have my embossing folder in here. I'm like, why isn't that going through? Because I have the embossing folders in there. I'm telling you, it's a challenge for me to do lives when I've worked all day. Worked all day at my day job. Okay, there we go. All right. These cards, like I said, are so easy to do. If you have, hang on a second, if you have any kind of nesting dies, I like the ovals because, you know, you can line them up across the card. These happen to have a nice stitching all the way around, and I really like that. Or you can use a circle, a star. I mean, you can just have like a circle in the middle or a star shape or a rectangle. You know, you can do whatever. Since this is small enough, I'm capturing 3 different scenes. I thought that would be fun. So I'm just lining this up to capture those 2 trees. We'll run that through. Okay, and then we'll just do that one more time. Okay, so now we have that little scene. Are any of you who are watching, if you are making cards or if you're, you know, crafter, what kind of projects are you working on? I just recently finished up my Christmas cards to mail out to my family and friends. It just seems like every year I get later and later with that. No excuses. All the cards that I make here on my lives, I make them and they just go out the door in the mail so fast. So I really don't have a lot on hand. Okay. I'm throwing things on the floor just to get them out of my way. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and put our die away. And I'm going to save this paper because I can use, I can use this for other projects. I have circle dies. I can cut that out and use that as an element. What's really fun, I don't know if you've ever tried this, but I've done it in past videos where I will take like a butterfly die, something that has a lot of openings, and you can die cut over pattern paper, and all those colors come out on the design, and it really looks cool. I'll probably do some videos on that coming up here after the first of the year. So HTML Fox Digital Marketing, that is Mike. that is my brother, and he is the one who will make a card here on, I'm not sure if it'll be live or a videotape, but regardless, when I hit 1,000 subscribers. Now, that could be by the end of this month, it could be 6 months from now, I don't know, but whenever that day happens, Mike's going to make a card. So thanks for joining, Mike. All right, so we have our panel that's embossed, okay, with like this little snow swirl, and that embossing folder again is called Dottie Whirlpool from Simonsaysstamp. And then we have our 3 die cuts that we just cut out of that really pretty patterned paper. Yeehaw! Yeah, Mike, you'll be fine. Okay, so the plan is to put these on the card this way. And then I'm going to do that inside out greeting. I'm going to do the inside greeting on the outside. We're going to probably do that next. But before I glue this down, I think I'm going to try that, what is it here? Let's try this Simonsaysstamp Positively Perfect Gold Splatter Medium. Now, this is just liquid splatter. And you know I love my Brutus Monroe Aqua Pigment Gilded. It's always super shiny, and you know, we're just gonna give this a chance. This was in the card kit that I got back in October, so I definitely want to try it. Okay, so I'm gonna bring in my splatter box. It's quite the mess because I've been playing around with birthday cards for some friends. I'm just gonna put that in there, and you probably won't be able to see it too much, but I'm going to just use this larger round paintbrush. It's a number 8 round because I want some really good ink splats on this. So this is ready to go. The Brutus Monroe, you have to add some water to thin it out, but this is, you just shake it up and you can see how liquidy it is there. And I'm just going to dip it in. I think I'll use the cap to really get it smushed into my brush. I really want it saturated. And then we will just tap it onto the card. I'm just going lightly. Believe it or not, it's splattering out at me. It's really a mess. And that's all I'm going to do, but I do want to just wipe that off. Cap this up before I spill it. And I will wash this when the live is over with some warm soapy water. So let me just set that off to the side here and let's see what we have. Okay, so that's the ink splatter. Now, it's gold, but it's just not shimmery to me, like the Brutus Monroe. I mean, that stuff is just really shimmery, but this is good. It's a good look. All right, so let's set that aside to dry. And we have our panels up here. We'll set those aside. And then I want to show you what I did. I have gold splatter everywhere. Even though I have that box, somehow it just gets all over the place. Okay, Holiday Floral Stamp Set from Ginakdesigns. Now, I was playing around with this the other day, and I stumbled upon this by accident. I thought, well, what if I did this and this, and it worked out, and I really, really liked it. So, hang on a second. Let me grab my Mini Misty. All right, so we have our Mini Misty here, the stamping platform. We're going to put some white cardstock. And let's go ahead and stamp this To You and Yours. I'm going to use that. And then the Merry Christmas, like I said earlier, normally I would put that on the front of the card. That's going to go on the inside, so I don't need that yet. But I want to stamp this. I'm going to have to take this down just to make sure it doesn't move. And the first thing I want to do is just stamp To You and Yours. Oh, where's my pencil eraser? These don't seem to stick to the erasers, so you can really line it up. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp that. And I'm just going to use the black onyx. I just re-inked this too this week, so it's a little more saturated. It was kind of drying out because I use it all the time. Just lightly tap that. I'm going to stamp it one more time. Okay, so that looks good. Now, we're going to go ahead and put this one away to you and yours. And I'm going to grab this stamp. Oh, yeah, I grabbed that stamp and this one by itself here, this one. And the reason why I didn't do this all at once is I want to get these stamps up really tight to that greeting. And if you do it all at once, the greeting stamp is kind of in the way, and these are kind of floating out in the nether regions. I want them a little bit closer. So I'm just going to position those, and then I'm going to bring them up. I think I'm going to bring this one in a little bit closer. I'm going to have to pull this down a little bit closer to me. So give me 1 second. I don't want my head to get in the way. So, okay. So watch how this plays out. So we're going to ink these up. And stamp them. I think I'm only going to do it once. Yeah, once is enough. Especially after re-inking that ink pad. Okay. So let's go ahead and put these away. I want this to dry a little bit. Anybody watching have snow where you are? All of our snow is gone. The rain washed it all away. But I think we might be getting some more this weekend. All right. So that's going to be our greeting on the outside. And I'm going to pull in Master Layouts 18. And these dies, I'm going to use... Which one did I use? Did I use that one? Where is my sample? No, I didn't. I think I used this one. Let's see. Yeah. Yep. All right. So we're going to die cut. This one was too big. So let's put that away. And we're going to die cut this. And it's going to look really cool with those leaves on either side of it. And you'll see here in a second. Let's go ahead and do that. I just thought this was so cool. It just added a little something to that greeting. And I'm going to tape it in place because I do not want it to slip around or move once I line it up. Again, I'm going to pull this down. So no new snow. So do you have snow, old snow? Well, hi, Tracy. Tracy lives not far from me, so she's got the same dreary weather that I have. And Tracy, my brother Mike, is on here too. So yeah. All right, let's get this die cut out. Okay, so this is just a way, I wanted to show this to you. If you do make cards, it's just a interesting way to add something to your greetings. And of course, if you have a stitch die, it adds something all by itself. But, you know, if you don't have the dies, you can just cut these out with a paper trimmer or by hand. And Oh, Ashley's here too. Oh my goodness. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, it's like a family reunion for me here. It just happened to work out. I have my niece here, my cousin, and my brother. One of my brothers. All right. Okay, so that's going to go on the front. Let me put this die away. What did I do with my master layouts? Oh my goodness, I don't even know. It's probably right in front of me. Yep, it is. It's right in front of me. Okay. So I think we can go ahead and put this card together, and then I will show you the other sample card I made with how you can do this same look with pattern paper. But before we get started, let's go ahead and stamp the inside greeting to this. And for that, I'm going to bring in my regular size Misty tool. Let me get some of this stuff out of my way. I think I'm done with the die cutting. This card will come together pretty fast now. So here is, just to review for the newcomers, we're making a clean and simple card. In the card making industry, it's called a CAS card, C-A-S, clean and simple. Means a lot of white space. Not a whole lot of things going on the front of the card. Not a lot of bling or sequins, things like that. Just really clean and simple. To me, this is a clean and simple card. So anyway, we got our Dottie Whirlpool embossing folder. We did some ink splatting with some gold splatter from simonsaysstamp. And we're just going to stamp our inside greeting now. All right, so these are really high, powerful magnets that come with the mini Misty and the Misty. But I also like to tape down my cardstock because I don't like to take chances. We've come this far. And I don't want it to move on me. All right, so outside greeting normally for me, Merry Christmas. We're going to put that on the inside. And it's kind of hard to see, but right up here is the fold of the card. And that looks pretty straight. So I've talked about the Misty tool before, and these are really nice because you can restamp and restamp in the same exact spot. When I first started card making, I got the mini Misty, and I use it all the time still, but if I were just starting out, I'd probably get the larger size. And my son got me this for Christmas last year because you can stamp larger cards, 5x7s, and this one fits in here, but when I open it, it doesn't fit. It does not fit in here. So it's just kind of nice to have that larger option. But I kind of didn't really research that out when I was first starting, but it all worked out. Thank goodness for Christmas wish lists that you can share with your adult children or other family members. Okay, so we're just going to stamp that real light. And again, this is the beauty of this tool is I didn't get a very good impression, but that's okay because we can just re-ink it and stamp it again. Maybe hold it down just a second or two longer. And I think I'm being a little too light with the ink, so let's just really get that ink on that stamp. I've used this stamp many, many times. Okay, so I do remember now. So I think my stamp has a little bit of a defect on the H. And if you can see, there's a little white dot on that H. And no biggie. All you want to do if that happens, because it does happen. I mean, it just does. I have this very fine point black Sharpie. And I've seen other crafters do this. And I thought, well, that's a perfect fix. And all you just do is just go over it. And it's fixed. It's that easy. And you can see it's blends right in. So normally the stamps I get from Ginakdesigns are, they don't have that issue, but every now and then there might have been something in the the mold. I don't know when the manufacturer's making it. I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about, but I don't. But it sounds good. Okay, we're going to put all that away. I believe we are done. We just got to put this card together, and then I will show you the other sample that I did. Okay, so we can get all of these out of the way. And then let's go ahead and, I think what I'm going to do is tape. I'm going to get a little piece of tape. Here it is. And I'm going to just tape the inside shut just so it lays flat for me. Let me see if I can come in a little bit closer for you. And then we have our cute little scene here. I can't remember which way was which, but it doesn't really matter. But since these two are white and this one kind of has a yellow tinge, I'm just going to put them on like that. And then this I'm going to put down here. So let's just get this baby glued down and call it a done card. I'm going to start with the middle. Oh, wait a second. Was it this side? Maybe it was this side. Oh my gosh. I think it was this side. Yes, it was this side I wanted because I wanted them all to be white. That is the way it goes. Oh my goodness. I almost had like my 4th disaster tonight with this. Okay, so let's get these glued down the right way. It wouldn't have been the end of the world, but that's not what I wanted to do, right? I wanted it all to be white background. So I'm just lining this kind of up in the center, and I want this to be up a little towards the top. Okay, and then we'll put these ones down just a little bit like that. I'm just using a little bit of liquid glue. Let's maybe go like that. I'm going to put this stone little owl ornament on. It's actually a paperweight, just so that glue can adhere to the bumpy, the panel's kind of bumpy with that embossing folder design. So we just want to make sure everything gets glued down. And I'm just making sure things are kind of even. I think that looks good. Let's go ahead and just flip that over for a second. Put something heavy on it. Not that that's heavy, but... Okay, let's put the greeting on. Doesn't take long for this glue to stick. Okay, and then we'll kind of just line that up right down in the center and make sure it's straight. I have to look at it straight on. Oops. There we go. Okay, and that's it. So let me go ahead and put, where's my Misty? Let me go ahead and put this on it while it adheres. I'm going to show you the other card I made, because this one I did the same thing. I cut a panel. I ran it through an embossing folder, but this time I used this snowflake flurry from Lisa Horton. It's just a snowflake embossing folder, and I did that with the white background. I did the gold splatter again with this splatter medium, and I just had some pattern paper. I had a pad, a 6x8 pad that I just had. I've had this for a couple years, and I just pulled out a couple pieces and die cut, you know, 2 out of this and 1 out of the snowflakes, and then I glued those down. And I did this on my computer, let it snow, glued that down, and then I took this from Ranger called Liquid Pearls, and this is it's just a pearly color. It's probably just called, what is it called? It doesn't say. So Liquid Pearls in pearlescent. And then I just did some dots. I just added these little dots. I put one on each snowflake, and then kind of here and there. And then on the embossing folder, I just added some. It's really hard to see. I'm going to try to capture it because they do shimmer. If you can see that, you can see I added some here, here, and in all of these. They really shimmer very pearly here in person. So that I did not stamp the inside, but that's how you can do it with pattern paper. And then this is the card we made tonight. Okay, very clean and very simple. I still have it taped. Let me get that out. Nice little winter scene to you and yours. I really like that. I really like stamping those leaves, the pine needles along that greeting. And then you just open it and there's your Merry Christmas. All right, that is it. So I hope you enjoyed both of these cards. I will take pictures and put them on my YouTube channel probably tomorrow. If you go to the channel, there's a post tab, and that's where I always put the pictures after the lives of the cards that we make, and I'll get them on social media. But I need YouTube to do its thing first, so that'll be sometime tomorrow. And that is it for tonight. I want to thank everyone for watching, and if you're watching the replay, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Let's get my brother in here to make a card at 1,000 subs. And hit the notification bell too so you don't miss the next video, okay? So until then, have a great evening, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.